What is going on, YouTube? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today at work, we cleared our codes for the two injector contribution balance codes that we had for cylinder 1 and cylinder 8. We cleared those, got rid of those, and now we are going to be changing the two glow plugs that I had that were bad. And then we're going to do a cold start tomorrow morning. We're going to drive it for a little bit, a couple of days, and then see if those injector contribution balance codes come back now that we've switched our oil over to the Schaefer's 5W40 full synthetic. If you guys don't know what that is, you guys can go back to a couple days ago. I posted a video about 5W40, all about it, what Schaefer's is all about, and so you guys can go back and check that out and why I recommend it for these 6.0s and the 7.3s specifically because of the HUE injection system. So today we are going to be going over everything with the glow plugs, how to diagnose the glow plugs, whether it's the actual glow plug or if it's a wiring issue. The glow plug control modules, they're pretty common to failure. And so we want to make sure that it's not the glow plug control module before we go out and change the glow plug. I'm going to kind of go through kind of the best way to me. I've done plenty of glow plugs now, so I'm going to kind of go through what I recommend, the different processes that you can use, and the best way of doing it, in my opinion. So we're going to get this video started. First, we're going to test our glow plugs, make sure they're getting power, and then we're going to be changing them out if that's what needs to happen. So stay tuned, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, guys, so let's first talk about how the glow plug system actually works in these 6.0 Power Strokes. So it starts off right here. This is your glow plug control module. That's what gives power to your glow plugs. There's two connectors on that. You can't really see it well. Let me get it. There's two connectors on it, green and black. The top one is black. You can see it there. The black one, I believe, gives power to the passenger side glow plugs, and then the green goes over here to the driver's side. Those two big harnesses go into the main engine harness, and then they split off. And the passenger side, the connector is right there, right there with the red tab, and then the driver's side is over here, right there, with the red tab there, with the 4 wires coming off of it. The glow plug control module is pretty prone to failure. Even if it's just 1 or 2 glow plugs, it can short out internally, which will then give set codes for a few of the glow plugs. So the first thing we want to do is we want to test to make sure that our glow plugs are getting power. So we're going to unplug it from right there on the driver's side, because I have cylinder 4 and 8, which is both on this side. The driver's side is evens 2, 4, 6, 8, and the passenger side is 1, 3, 5, 7. So our glow plugs, both of our glow plugs are on the driver's side, so we're going to unplug there. There's two different methods of checking for power there. You can use a test light, or you can use a multimeter if you have one. I'm going to go over both methods and we'll go from there. So the first thing you're going to want to do is unplug this connector here. You're going to have to push this lock tab over this way and then squeeze here and then pop that connector out. Here you can see that I pushed the red tab all the way to the one side, and like I said, now you just got to push down on that little clip part and pop that connector off. Okay, so now with the connector undone, we're going to test at each one of those pins that's on the engine side coming from the engine harness. We're going to test at each one of those pins to make sure we have power. We're going to use the test light method first. So you're going to want to hook up your one end to the ground and then grab your test light. And then get a buddy out here and have him turn on the key. Go ahead, turn on the key. Those are the injectors cycling. And we're going to touch each one of these pins and make sure our light comes on. So you can see the light's on there, the light is on there, the light's on there, the light is on there. You can't really see it. There it is. You can see just like that. So that tells us that the glow plug control module is sending power to each one of these pins. Go ahead, start it off. Okay, so now we have our multimeter hooked up here. We have our black lead, or our ground lead, going to the ground on the battery. And then we're going to take our red lead, our power lead. We are going to put that onto the pins as soon as he turns the key on. Go ahead, turn the key on. So with the key on, we're going to test for power at each one. We're going to touch the pin. 11 volts. Go to the next one, 11 volts. Another one, 11 volts. And our last one, 11.7 volts. So that tells me that the glow plug control module is feeding power 12 volts to our connector that's going down to our glow plug, so it's more than likely a glow plug issue. So what I like to do, guys, is I'm on the driver's side here. I like to pull the wheel well out. First thing I want to do is pull the wheel off to give me a lot more room. Then you got a couple of 8 mils over here. You got one directly straight up from here, and then you got the one over here in the corner. Let me shed some light on it right there. And then you have a couple of 5.5 millimeters going around the edge of the fender that you have to pull out. And then I believe there's a couple of little plastic Christmas tree tabs down here to pop out, as well as the ones that stick up through here holding wiring harnesses on. This makes it, you know, it seems like it's more difficult, but believe me when I tell you, it's easier to pull this out than it is to tear this driver's side apart. So what I like to do is pull this out, and that's going to expose my glow plug harness, which will run right along here, so that we can get to number 8 and then number 4. So let's start pulling it. So as you just saw, it's not the funnest to pull the wheel well out. Having one of these little Christmas tree poppers makes it a lot easier, but look at the access we get to the glow plug harnesses. There's number 8 right there, number 6, and then number 4 is a little bit further back, but this makes it a lot easier to be able to get to these glow plugs. So now that we are to this point, I want to show you guys the tool. Here's the tool here that they use to pull these harnesses out with. The little cup here, this little piece slips over top of the glow plug harness, and you're supposedly just supposed to be able to pull on it and it pops right out. Now, I've done enough of these to know that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you can damage the actual harness because it's just plastic, and those O-rings that hold them in can be kind of a pain. But you can see mine's kind of oily, so hopefully this pops out pretty easily. I'll show you guys how this kind of goes over. So there you can see I have my tool actually around the harness, and like I said, now you just got to pull up on that and hope that it comes out. So as you can see, I got my 2 harnesses out. There's number 8 and number 4 on the inside there. You can't really see it, but I got that one out as well. So now the next step is to get a deep 10 mil and stick it down in there to break the glow plugs loose and pull them on out. One trick for your harnesses, if you're having problems getting them out, is to get that tool on there or some sort of object that can go around the glow plug harness and then pry up on it, pry on the rocker box there and pry up on it to pop it out. That's just one little trick. If it's gonna break, it's gonna break. There's no preventing it. Luckily mine, for some reason, weren't stuck in there too bad, so we were able to pull them out. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our 10 mil and pull these glow plugs out. All right, so we got our 2 glow plugs out, cylinder 8, cylinder 4 there. You can actually see cylinder 8 doesn't look too bad, but it was bad, and so was cylinder 4 here. I want to tell you guys real quick, Beru, B-E-R-U, I believe that's how you pronounce that. They're made in Germany. This is the OEM glow plugs that Ford uses. I highly recommend that you guys only use this glow plug and not an aftermarket glow plug. The aftermarket glow plugs are known for breaking off in the head. They won't last long. They'll break off in the head, and then you'll have even more issues. So ZD13 is the part number you guys are looking for. This is for the late styles. We're talking 04.5 to 07, ZD13. The early style takes the 03 to early 04. Take actually a little bit longer of a glow plug, so do not mistake in that. You guys want ZD13 for 04.5 to 07. So we're going to pop these open and go ahead and stick them in. Alright, so our two glow plugs are in. When I install these, I like to thread them down by hand, just with the socket, and then take a 1/4-inch drive ratchet and just give it one little more snug twist on it. These glow plugs only torque to like 10 foot-pounds, I believe, so they don't have to be, you know, tightened down, you know, Mr. Strongman, tighten them down, or else you will break them. So just get them down hand tight, and then just give one little jerk so that they're nice and snug, and then you can actually go ahead and push your glow plug harness back in, and then put your feather wheel back in. Pretty much just reversal of what we just did, and we'll be good to go. Here's how the glow plug harness should look sitting in there. Sometimes you gotta get a screwdriver behind that harness and just kind of slightly tap this in to seat the seal and make sure that it goes over top of the glow plug, where you can see this is the rocker box here. You go over that lip, and then this is the lip. So there's only a little bit sticking out, and then your tool goes right in that little curve there. So my two glow plugs are in. The harness is hooked back up, so let's get this wheel well back in. Alright guys, so it's the next morning. It's about 20 degrees out this morning. We're going to do a cold start on the tow truck now that we got the glow plugs done. And then when we get to work, we're going to check for codes and see if Schaefer's Oil took care of our 2 injector codes. So let's go ahead and do this cold start and see how she runs. I'm feeling frisky. We're going to just do one cycle here. Let go for just a little bit longer. And we're going to try it. Oh yeah, baby. Alright boys, so we are back in the truck. We're about to leave work here, and I'm checking the codes to see if our Schaefer's took care of our injectors. We'll head over to here. Auto ID, ignition is on. You can actually hear it, it's in high idle right now, warming up. There we go. Go to codes menu. Alright, so you can see here, because I unplugged the glow plug control on the driver's side here, it actually threw codes for all 4 of these glow plugs. We're going to clear those and make sure that they don't come back. But you can actually see that one of our injector contribution valence codes disappeared. So from cylinder 1 and cylinder 8 were the ones that I initially had. So cylinder 8 actually disappeared. Now we only have cylinder 1. This would suggest that cylinder 1 injector is actually past beyond repair. That the oil could actually fix the injector, so we're gonna have to probably just go ahead and replace that injector. Let's go ahead and clear these codes. And then we will go back, make sure that our glow plug codes, yep, so all we have is the cylinder 1 contribution valence fault, which like I said is for that one injector. But cylinder 8 is fixed, thank you to Schaefer's Oil, 5W40 full synthetic. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, going over how to do the glow plugs and the process of making sure that they are good, testing them to make sure they were good. If you guys haven't made the switch to Schaefer's 5W40, I don't know what you guys are waiting for, but it's going to make a difference in your truck, whether you have stiction or whether you don't have stiction. Overall, your truck's going to start better, it's going to run better. You're going to prevent stiction if you don't have stiction. If you do have stiction, You saw it here first. It actually fixed one of my injectors. So thank you guys so much for being a part of Left Lane Diesels. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, like this video, hit that like button, and leave a comment down below. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.